Many pioneers have been thinking about the Pi Network Open Mainnet, and many people have been wondering why the mainnet has yet to be opened. And many questions are floating around the internet about what's holding up the Pi Network's Open Mainnet. We bring you at Ask Me Anything during the AMA session with the PiCore team. In this video, the session will cover everything you need to know about the Open Mainnet, what has been holding up its launch, recent Pi Network predictions, and how you can still become a millionaire using the Pi Network. I did a lot of research for today's video, so watch it. It is all through to keep up with the Pi Network's progress. Welcome to the Crypto Market channel, where you can keep up with the most recent Pi Network news. Suppose you're interested in anything related to the Pi Network. In that case, this is the place to be if you want to stay up to date on the latest Pi Network news and predictions, as well as the crypto world. Subscribe. Please click the like button if you want us to send you more Pi Network news. Finally, in the comments section below, add the Pi Network to the moon. Let's get started. Hi everyone. There are a lot of questions and a little time, so I will start by going down the list, and hopefully, we can get through as many of them. If not all of them. Will the app have a place to see how much of the total supply is still available for mining? Yes, there will be on Pi Blog Explorer initially and in the app later. Actually, there is already a place in the Pi Blog Explorer called the Circulating Supply, and you can deduct everything else based on the updated white paper. Will the locked up Pi be included in the circulating supply or not? Yes, based on our research so far, in other blockchains, any locked balance is included in the circulating supply. Will the lockups have a countdown timer that pioneers can refer to see how long the lockup will take? Yes. The short answer is yes. There will be a list of all prior lockups. When they expire in that list, you will also see how the calculation affects the analysis of the total lockup booster. Suppose I am KYC and created a wallet 3 days back. Still, I forgot the private key and can't create a new wallet due to the one-wave limit. What if my Pi balance is transferred to that recently created wallet where I need to remember the private key? The answer to this question is that we'll have this confirmation. So the person will wait rather than if they lost the key. They have to wait for a week before they push the button to say I want to transfer to mainnet, now I want to start transferring to mainnet. If they lose the key to their wallet after they press the button, well, that's similar to losing it at any time in mainnet. Yeah, there will be a process for changing your wallet for future transfers, and I want to clarify that that's the nature of blockchain. Every good thing comes with its own negative. The fact that you have complete control, non-custodial, is that there is no other way, like in losing keys. But the fact that it's a blockchain comes with its benefits and disadvantages. And many people lost their Bitcoin because of their lost private keys. And what we can do, of course, is trying to design systems to prevent that. What can they do? They can't do anything, unfortunately. Will a notification let us know in advance about the upcoming balance transfer so that pioneers can alter lock settings before the transfer is initiated and finalized in the mainnet bullet? Yeah. So there will be a button to initiate the migration. So after this button is pressed, there will be continuous transfers that will happen automatically based on the current lockup settings. So the lockup setting can be changed as many times as you want before you push that button. And once you push that button, the first transfers will happen whenever they happen. And then, if you are changing the lockup settings, the new transfers will be getting whatever the current lockups are setting. So there will be no surprise in that respect. Now, in terms of notifications, when you receive them, there will be a notification. When you receive Pi, there are current notifications to people on the Pi browser. So in the same way you will receive Pi, you will receive a message that says X amount of Pi arrived in your wallet. Could you go check it out? Yeah, there will be a notification after the moment of transfer. Is the system geared to only having one Pioneer wallet? Or will we be able to define and use multiple wallets inside the app? So our initial preference is to have one for simplicity, but in the future, we can have multiple if we want. The design, I don't remember historically. We initially had a different layout for passphrases and keys. One of the reasons we changed to this new system that uses passphrases is that you can have multiple wallets with the same passphrase. You don't need to have numerous private keys. You can have various Pi wallets. You can even have Bitcoin wallets if you want. You can have whatever addresses you want with the same passphrase. And that's why we find this new system we created much more powerful. So technically, it is possible product-wise. Let's get everyone to understand the system with just one wallet for now. And in the years to come, there will be reasons for extending it and expanding it and all sorts of connectivities, and for security, for privacy, whatever reasons, people will be able to potentially create more. But I don't want to promise that it will all be part of a product design right now. Will the app have a place to see how many KYC users we have in the community? Yeah, the answer is maybe. The wallets are publicly viewable on the blockchain anyway, so at least the strict subset of people who KYC and have already migrated to mainnet will be publicly accessible on the blockchain. So you can just count how many wallets they're there. But we may develop an even more excellent UI somewhere in the app or on the main page that displays the count. Maybe we'll have a page that displays the count of KYC pioneers, the count of nodes, the count of people with different things, the amount of Pi locked, like extra stuff, but worst case scenario, look at the blockchain, and it's there. So at the moment, we're asking pioneers to pay 1 Pi as the cost of their KYC process. Okay, when and how will the KYC validator receive Pi rewards? The short answer is when we know how much these rewards need to be. But let me explain and clarify. This 1 Pi needs to cover several validation steps that multiple people took. More than one validator says it is required, so more than one validator. Yes, this is correct. It has to be at least several. It depends. An algorithm decides based on how much they agree with each other and who agrees, and the previous history of its validator. It will have either a few or more consensus votes, essentially necessary. Suppose our AI algorithm cannot extract the data from the ID automatically. In that case, we need to confirm that this data matches. So the steps may include things like verifying that this ID is a valid ID of the valid of that specific country, or verifying that this picture matches the picture on the ID, or verifying if the data was not. A human validator will have to do that extraction.